So
Damn.
we get back from New York, and you had asked me this like on the Slack, like what my stepdad and my girlfriend, like the interaction. So he was very good. Like he was very. I have to admit, like he was on his best behavior. I would say, but I remembered like we're like looking at. He's like, "You want to see my shed?" So we go out and look at his shed.
You want to see some crazy shit? You want to see?
And he just pulls out a 22 from his pocket.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
What kind of 22? Like a pistol?
A little handgun, like a little pistol that he keeps on him most times.
Oh, but it's a 22. It's not. It's
It's a very small gun,
right?
But he puts it in my girlfriend's hand. He's like, "This is a 22."
Shit.
Of course, he took the clip out to make sure the chamber was clear. My stepdad is a very reckless. Well, he sounds very reckless, but he's very safe when it comes to guns, and that's good. But he's showing her the gun. She never held a gun before. She's like, "Oh, it's really light," and he's like, "Well, this is a really small gun," blah blah blah. And then, like, later on, we're laying in bed, and she's like, "Does he, like, always carry that gun on him?" I was like, I don't know. Like, maybe. Like, I don't know how often he actually has it on him. But, like, and she's already like, if we have kids, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'll talk to him when that time comes. Like, let's not,
Yeah.
we'll get there.
Well, you probably would want him, well, of course, when you have kids around, you don't want him to, like, he's taking a nap, and, like, the kid grabs,
Right, that's the scary thing.
That's the scary thing.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And he's going to be older then, right? So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
all these things are going through her mind. And I was like,
Is it Grandpa has a 22 poking out of his gun, or poking out of his pocket. Let's just squeeze it and see what happens.
Yeah, so then later on, he took her down in the basement and showed her all of his guns, all of his hunting rifles. And
hey, little girl, you want to see some crazy shit?
You want to see some crazy shit. Dude, I thought I would see my girlfriend holding a fucking 12-gauge shotgun, but there she was in the basement holding a 12-gauge shotgun.
Holy shit. That's like the beginning of like the end, dude.
Yeah. I know, dude.
Whatever movie that is.
He even said that if anything goes down in this country, come here, we'll be fine.
Damn. Well, I mean, like, yeah. I mean, he has an arsenal, right?
He has a lot of guns, yeah.
It's like the crazy thing, right? Like Americans, there's more guns than Americans, of course, but like by a large margin. I think like 6 guns per like. I forgot what number it was, but it's because of these super
guys
owners.
like my stepdad. Yeah.
It's like the billionaire problem, right? They increase the average income because there's more billionaires than like the median income. The median,
exactly, right.
The median probably gun owner is probably like 0 or 1.
Yeah.
Right. And then like exactly. It's the average is like 6 because like the people who own it are just like enthusiasts and have a shit.
Yeah,
ton.
guns are like tattoos. You've heard.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that is a good one. That's true. It's you have to one up yourself, right?
Yeah. And then, of course, it feeds the conservative media feeds that. It's like, they're going to take your guns away. So then everyone goes out and buys like a whole bunch of fucking guns, like every couple of years. You know what I mean? When they
and then they have to ask the daughter-in-law, yeah, you want to see some crazy shit?
Yeah, you want to see some crazy shit, dude. He's got like rifles, shotguns, handguns. He's got a fucking crossbow. He's got a throwing axe. Okay, like a big one that you can like throw like a Viking axe. He has one of those, dude.
What's he gonna fight? Zombies? What is he doing?
But the best thing about him, dude, like, and he just says like these little gems of fucking like craziness. He'll look at her and be like, if an alien ever came down here, I'd fucking shoot it.
I'll fucking shoot him in the fucking face. It's dumb fucking face.
Dude, can you imagine like a pacifist alien race that spent like fucking eons fucking getting here, and then it lands and it's like, and then my stepdad just blows it away.
It's like, all right, let me talk to your leader. Oh my god.
But the best conversation had to have been, so my stepdad's Mongolian and they're sitting there talking about Asians basically, and he's like, what's the largest man-made object you ever built you could see from space? And she's kind of like, she didn't know, and I was kind of like, babe, like, your ancestors built it, right? And she's like, oh, the Great Wall of China. And he's like, you can see it from space. Did you know that? And she's like, yeah. And then he goes, do you know why they built it? And then she looks at him, and he's like, to keep my ancestors out. Something like that. And she goes, it was so funny. She goes, did it work? And he goes, no, we just rode around it. And I was fucking dying.
Dude, that's fucking hilarious. Did it actually work? Like, it's like...
I have no fucking idea. But no, but fucking Genghis kind of took over fucking the world, so I guess it didn't work.
Yeah,
but like, maybe they built it after.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's a big wall, but it's not like, it's surmountable, right? Any wall is surmountable, I think.
Yeah.
You just have to be sneaky about it.
I mean, I think I've heard people actually use that as a defense against, or as a counter argument against Trump. It's like, the Chinese built a wall, and that look all the good that did them. Kind of like because it didn't work apparently as well as they thought that.
It's just a stance, right? Like, hey, we're trying something, right?
Yeah. But then he got into, it was just funny because I knew he was going to say that eventually, and it eventually came out.
Also, I heard that's not true. Like, if you're from outer space, you can't see that shit.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I never.
You look at China from like like you can't see it from outer space. You can see anything. If you can see the Great Wall of China, you can see your house. That's what, because Great Wall of China is very thin. It's not that.
No, it is thin, but it doesn't create like a line. I don't know.
But any line with it's about the thickness of it, right?
It's about the girth.
So the girth. Yeah. If you don't have the girth, you can't please your eye. You know what I'm saying?
It's not about the motion in the ocean. What the hell is that saying? Whatever.
Yeah. No,
it's not about the size of the boat. It's about the motion in the ocean. That's it. Yeah.
It is. And I don't think the Great Wall of China is visible from outer space.
You should tell them that next time you see it.
It depends on the picture. Of course, if you can zoom in, you can do anything. You can
of course, anything. If it's a satellite.
Yeah. But if you can zoom in on the Great Wall of China, you can zoom in on the White House. It's like the same thing.
That's true. Yeah. Which we know that is possible. These satellites are really well developed. But it was cool, man. It was cool to have my family meet my girl, and she had a great time. And
I'm glad it turned out well. Like, I hear, like, what is it? Vacations and, like, meeting family is like the make it or break it.
Yeah,
right? It's
I think so.
It's not a test, but it's more like, how well do you do with adversity as a couple?
Yeah.
Because it's stressful on both ends. I think more stressful for her, I think.
Oh, for sure. She had to stay on, like, for 8 days. Well, 6 days, 6 out of 8 days. She had to be on, like, that's...
Yeah.
I've never spent more than 2-3 hours around her family, right? So that's easy, So I have no comparison.
It is easier for the guy, I think.
Yeah, I don't have to. This is going to sound. I don't mean it to sound. There's a little bit of a language barrier too on my end, so there's less interaction that can happen.
How do you mean?
Does that make sense? Well, her parents speak English, obviously, right? She's Chinese,
right?
But I feel like the amount of interaction my girlfriend can have with my mom is much higher than the interaction I can have with her parents. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can see that. And she's also like very American cultured, so.
That's what I mean. So on her end, my mom and her can talk about literally anything.
Right.
And I don't know if I can talk about literally anything with her parents. Do you know what I mean?
Right. You can just share a beer and like the dad's happy or something.
Well, yeah, we can have conversations and stuff like that. But I feel like, the culture and the language are different. The initial culture they grew up in is different.
Right. You can't say you want to see some crazy shit.
Exactly. I can't. There's certain jokes I can't say.
Right. You want to.
Right.
You want to know what's visible from outer space? No, that can't work.
Yeah, there's just certain things that won't fly, right? Like not because they're not PC, just because they may not stick, right? And I think that's the.
Well, it's also the fear of not sticking, right? And so you're not even going to try, even though it might work. Who knows?
Yeah.
There is that, right? Like when there's a cultural difference, I think that happens with anyone. That the person who tries to make conversation also holds back on things that could make the relationship deeper, right? Because of your own perceived, like, okay, I don't want to like overstep or anything.
Yeah.
But the overstepping is what creates deeper relationship.
That's true.
So it's like when there's like the cultural thing attached to it, it's like almost almost like a weird justified rationalization towards not making a deeper relationship, because it's like, we're going to have the culture as this veil for any kind of true connection that we can make.
Right. I think that's obviously going to lessen with time. I feel like the more time I spend with them, it's going to be easier, right?
More beers, I would hope.
Yeah. I just feel like the time, it's going to take me longer to get where Lisa is with my mom. Does that make sense?
Right.
And I think that's, and she only met her once. And that's, but I'm glad they have that connection. I'm glad that it's, and with my brother too and all that stuff. And, but Lisa's brother, I feel, that's complete. It's like talking to anybody because he grew up here, right? And he's a gamer and he's in the computers. And so it's like, boom, easy.
Right. Yeah. It's the domain is much. Yeah. You have more access to creating conversation, whatever search space that is for conversation.
Yeah. But,
man,
yeah, it was great time. Speaking of that, like I'm on a strict diet again, dude. I ate so much fucking food.
In Philly and New York, I mean,
terrible, dude, terrible. I mean, there was one day where we literally like the day we went, like the day we had Katz's Deli and then we had steak. Like I feel like every day we had like 3,000 calories at least.
But when in Rome, right?
Yeah, you gotta have fun. Yeah.
Damn, but yeah, I mean, you just have to show discipline now, and
yeah,
it'll go back.
Yeah, I'll just go back to eating yogurt for lunch and.
And counting calories, right?
Yeah, man, I gotta do it again. But like,
goddamn.
Plus, like relationship weight, man. I gained some relationship weight, so it's like one of those things where it's like, all right, now it's time to like get back on track.
Yeah,
moving in with the girl this month, so I'm gonna start regimenting. Dude. Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a movement forward, and it's like exciting. And
it is, yeah.
You have to. I don't know. When I moved in with my wife or my girlfriend at the time, it was like I didn't think anything of it. Do you think much of it? It's just like life, right? It's like I don't.
Yeah.
So many people have commitment issues where I don't have any of that. I just like it's life. Go for it.
No, I think like younger me probably would have had an issue with it if I was in my 20s. But no, it's time, man. Like in addition to all of this stuff I've been talking about life and about getting older in time, there reaches a point where you're like, you got to stop being afraid of committing to another person because like you're going to be dead.
I was thinking about this.
Yeah.
Like life is too short to have multiple long-term relationships.
Yes.
Dude, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Maybe 3. Let's stick with 1. Like
of course. Let's stick with 1.
Yeah. Let's just not fuck around with life. It's too short for.
Yeah. It is too short. I'm just ready for it, man. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm not getting any fucking younger. I want to have a family. She wants to have a family. What are we doing? Like, so it's like, I think you stop playing games with other people and yourself if you're healthy mentally at a certain age. And I think we both are on that point. So it's like, it's a no-brainer for both of us, I think. We both care about each other a lot and we both jive together and we're compatible. Then what else is there, right?
Yeah. It's, accelerant program, just kind of let's see how we vibe with the families, and all right, checks out. Let's do it.
Yep. So no, I'm not scared or anything like that. There's a small 2% of my brain that's like, I'm not gonna be a bachelor anymore. But
you can't just masturbate like in the living room with just hot oil on the ground and just come on your face and just it's big screen TV and porn. You can't do that anymore.
Order like a giant pizza and just sit
there. Not order,
dude. Pizza.
Oven.
Oh, like DoorDash. Sorry.
Not even DoorDash. Just fucking in the oven, DiGiorno's, and just like if you make frozen pizza, you are.
Yeah, you're a bachelor.
You might be a loser.
You might be a gamer in your mom's basement. Yeah.
No. Yeah, I think. You should definitely get out of the frozen pizza life.
Yeah. There just comes a point where you have to just realize that there's so many benefits to being with another person. We were talking about that again today too. Like all the benefits that a relationship gives you. It's like you have a partner that does things with you. You work together. It's just there's so much you can do and get done with another person and experience. Not just get done, but experience. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, cooking food. I can't imagine just cooking food for yourself.
Right, because you haven't done it for so long. Right?
I've done it for so long. Like, what's the point? Yeah. What's the point?
Yeah.
Frozen pizza it is.
Yeah, I know, and I like meal prep and stuff, but there's nights where I'm just like, what am I doing, dude? I just order food.
It is insane. Like, that is absolutely dystopian.
Yeah.
That's like modern dystopia. Cooking food for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be doing that. There should be people involved.
I agree. Absolutely agree. And it's just like, it's just, and then when kids come too, it's like you're cooking for a whole family. It's just, I'm just ready to have all those experiences. I'm in a place in my life where I love my job. I really like where I live. So the next logical step is to establish even more.
Yeah.
So.
No, life is pretty boring. Isn't life pretty boring? Like, you know, you've had all the chocolate. You've had the. Oh, I mean, this is kind of coming from a depressive.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right, coming from like a more of a weird absurdist stance. But life is pretty boring in the sense that you've experienced a lot of the ingredients in life, right? Like, there's not going to be a new flavor at your age that you've never experienced before.
That's true. There's not many things I haven't tried.
It's like that chocolate flavor, right? You've had all forms of chocolate. You've had nutmeg. You've had all the spices. You've traveled, thoroughly. There's not the permutation of experience is quite limited until maybe like early 30s.
Yeah,
maybe, and then you've probably experienced most of it especially if you live in the U.S. and you've eaten a lot of shit. You've experienced a lot of culture. Now what? Right? You're gonna do that for another 10 years, another 20 years?
Nah.
No, get a family.
Yeah.
Experience that.
I mean, there are some people I think that could keep traveling and exploring the world. And
fuck no.
Not us. I'm just saying
no. As in, like, do you really believe that they haven't experienced the same landscape in a different? No. Oh, I've been to New Zealand. Oh, like I've been to Hawaii. Like if you do a vector kind of like similarity of that, it's quite similar.
A decomposition, like a PCA, basically. Yeah.
And if you wear fucking like your phone and like an Apple Vision Pro, you could experience that at least somewhat vicariously.
Yeah.
Right. And like the flavor of life is a little more dissipated because of the digital age, the internet age. And so fucking get a family. Like that is unique as shit. Wipe shit off your daughter's vagina.
Off.
Start doing that. I think that's what we'll name the podcast.
Wiping shit off your... No, we can't name it that. So we can name it something like that, but we can't name it that.
Yeah. But that's a flavor of life, right? Like, I've never done
that's
that
definitely a flavor of life that I have not experienced.
Something that I've lauded as this magical place is now this thing that it's just a mechanical thing. It means nothing. It's just a thing that I have to do as a parent.
Damn.
It's no
that is a
magical.
Flavor of life I have not experienced, bro. For sure.
Yeah. It's
for sure.
And then he goes, you escalate. It's the tattoos of life, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do?
The tattoos of life. I like that. What did we say was like tattoos? Shit. Wait, fuck, we said something. What the hell is... Oh, guns.
Guns are like... it's like the guns in your stepdad's basement. That's what life is.
Guns are like tattoos. That's a good title.